Hi mom, have a blessed day. So today I'm gonna present the activity 4B to D because I'm done with the activity 4A, which is the narrating a parable. So today I'll be going to the activity 4B, which is the appreciation of Jewish and Iranian literary masterpiece. Part A, which is the Jewish literary masterpiece, I've chose the book of Job. So, the first question is, what do you appreciate most about this work? So, I appreciate its profound exploration. So, the exploration of this book about the human suffering and most especially the faith in the face of human in times of tragedy. So, the second one is the question is, why does it resonate with you? I'll give the personal connection or insight I gain on this book it because uh, I gain I gain I gain connection, or it resonates me because it acknowledges the reality of life about suffering, and it encourages resilience. So to stay with the with the life or the nature of life, between justice and the divine wisdom. So that's what I gain. So how do you think its message is still relevant today? So this book of Job is very relevant today because today it addresses the broad or the universal questions that about the existence of suffering. When we suffer a lot, we question why us, why me. Though I'm good naman, like that. I do not do a lot of sin so that you will give me suffering like this. Lot of questions. So the search for meaning and the difficult times, so which are relevant today. So the next one is, what is its broader value to for humanity? So its broader value for humanity is lies between our patience, the character of being patient, yes, the faith in Jesus, and the importance of questioning and seeking understanding. Because even when we face with life the greatest challenges, when we have our faith and our patience to stay put, because we know that God has a will for each one of us. So that is the activity 4B. So I'll be going to the part B of this activity, which is the Iranian literary masterpiece. So the title of the work is the Shahnameh, or spell as Shahnameh, which is the author is known Ferdowsi. So in this Shahnameh, the first question is, what do I appreciate about this work? So I appreciate the epic scope and the reach of stories in this to celebrate Iranian, which is to celebrate the Iranian history, the culture, and the identity. So the number two question is that, why does it resonate with you? So it resonates with me because of course it offers a lot of values, the traditions, and the memory, the collective memory that is for Iranian people, that I do also have to acknowledge, fostering the understanding. So I do also to understand and appreciate the culture of Iranian people. So number three is, how do you think its message is relevant today? So of course its message is very relevant today because it's very important to know the national identity of people around you, the moral virtues, and then the timeless struggle. So the timeless struggle is between good and evil. That was I read in this book of the Shahnameh. So number four is, what is the broader value for humanity? What is its broader value for the humanity? So uh, of course, by reading it, I already explored the universal themes such as the heroism, justice, love, and sacrifice, which resonates between the cultures and then the periods of the Iranian. So that's all for the part B. So I'll be going to activity 4C, which is the analysis of Rubaiyat stanzas. I'll be reading the quatrains or the stanzas by Omar Khayyam Rubaiyat. So for each stanza, I'll be interpreting the meaning, themes, and philosophical insights. So number one is the stanza or quatrain is, wake for the sun who scattered into fight the stars before from him from the field of night. So the meaning of this is that it describes the coming of dawn with the sun chasing away the stars and the night. And the philosophical or thematic insight is the stanza, which reflects the nature of life, and then the we don't know the change, so that is the inevitable change. So the personal reflection is that this stanza reminds me to appreciate each new day because we don't know when other day will come. So appreciate the new day and the most of every moment as time is fleeting. So we go in number two, dreaming when dawn left hand was in the sky. So this stanza speaks of awakening at dawn and hearing a call to fill the cup before life ends. So we have to wake up and do what the thing to do. So this emphasizes the importance of enjoying life, pleasure, and indulging in the present moment. So we have to live with the present moment before life passes by. So I do interpret this as stanza as a reminder to find joy and, of course, the contentment in the simple pleasures of life, and even amidst the circumstances. So like that. And number three, the moving finger writes and having with and moves all the piety not with small narrate. So this stanza speaks of awakening, this stanza conveys the idea that fate, or what we call the destiny, is predetermined and cannot be changed or cannot be altered. So the stanza delves into the fate. So fate or destiny or the determinism. So I do interpret this stanza as a reminder to find joy and contentment. It reminds me that true happiness lies not in the material possessions or the worldly achievements, but in the what we call the but in the pleasures, but in the simple pleasures of life and the company of our, of course, loved ones. So number four, last, is a book of verses underneath the bow and a jug of wine or a loaf of bread and dough. So this stanza describes a simple sense of contentment, companionship, and nature. So this stanza celebrates the beauty of simplicity, the joy of our companionship, and the contentment found in nature. So it reminds me that true happiness lies not in the material possessions or worldly achievements, but in simple pleasures of life in the company of our loved ones. So the reflection questions. So which stanza spoke to you the most and why? So this stanza is a book of verse underneath the bow. It spoke to me the most because it beautifully do illustrates the happiness that can be found in simplicity of life, simplicity of life and nature, and surrounded by good company, of course. So, how does Kayam philosophy relate to life, happiness, and human choices? So, the Kayam philosophy encourages living in this moment, in the moment, appreciating the simple pleasures and recognizing the uh, things that God has given us. So, number three is, can you connect any stanza to modern life? So, the stanza about the moving finger writes connect to modern life by reminding us that some things are beyond our control, and not or we must not just tell that this is happening, but we must accept the outcomes, whether it's bad or good. That's all. So I'll be going to the part, the activity D, which is the expounding the poems of Hafiz, Jami, and Saadi. So the instruction is that choose a poem from Hafiz, Jami, or Saadi. Read it carefully to the section below. Focus on understanding the literary style, themes, and philosophical. So I'll be the poem that I've chose is the poem of Saadi Shirazi, which is the Patience. The title of the poem is the Patience. So the language or translation source is Persian, translated to English. The brief summary I'll be reading. Saadi's poem, Patience, says that being patient helps you get through tough times. It shows that if you stay calm and patient, things will get better. It shows that if you stay calm and patient, things will get better and you'll find peace. Patience turns problems into changes to learn and grow. So, the literary style or techniques, metaphor or simile. Patience is a tree whose fruit is sweet. Imagery or symbolism use gardens and flowers, which symbolizes the peace, beauty, and the path represents the life journey. So the rhyme or rhythm is the poem has a regular rhyme and rhythm. The poem keeps trying how to make it catchy. So because of the rhythm or the rhyme, it makes it more catchy. So the repetition or the parallelism is that the poems keep saying the importance of patience. And the other stylistic features is the didactic tone, which is that teaches us about patience. So the key themes is that first I have identified the three major themes of this, which is number one, patience leads to success. Number two, patience builds strength. Number three, patience bring peace. And that's number one, patience leads to success. Number two, patience builds strength. Number three, patience bring peace. Success, strength, and peace. That is the key themes of this what we call the poem of Saadi, which is the Patience. So what are the philosophical spiritual implications, or what is the deeper message or lesson does the poem convey? How does it reflect to human experience? So patience, which turns to suffering into growth. That it shows that handling hardships will lead us to wisdom and aligns with the idea that perseverance pays off. So my personal reflection also about this is which part of the poem resonates you the most. So resonates me the most is the idea of patience turning challenges into growth. This resonates me most because I've growth the most from tough times. I've been into tough times, but I've grown or I've growth. So how does this poem inspire or challenges you thinking about life or society? So the poem inspires me to stay calm during hard times and reminds me that peace comes from how I handle challenges. So I have also the last part is the creative expression. So I what we call, I draw a sturdy tree with deep roots bearing sweet fruit, and this is what I draw. And that's all. Thank you. Have a blessed day, mom.